Which one's that?
San Jose, maybe.
Yeah, it's probably San Jose.
These are big.
And then we got December in Toronto.
You have a
No
big
much
San
on
Jose?
Yeah, it's Toronto.
Is it Rogers or Guidon?
It's probably the ACC.
Or Air Kennedy?
How come you let all the Golden Glory guys go?
Well, this is actually a pretty simple explanation. If you look back throughout history, we haven't had any Golden Glory guys fight with us since Semi Schilt, right? And the reason is we have very different business practices, stuff to do business with them. The bottom line is the way that they do business is you have to pay them, not the fighters. We don't work that way. It's not the way we do business. It's not how it works here in the United States with the athletic commissions. You don't pay the managers and the managers pay the fighters. You pay the fighters and the fighters pay the managers.
So how did you work it in these last couple of fights where you had
Couldn't work. Those deals were there in place, and and obviously when Dynamo fought in the UFC, they did it our way, the way that it has to be done. And they refused to do business any other way, and we can't do business like that.
Speaking of Conan, would you give her a shot if she came back to you and said, I'll do it the way, since she was a former champion?
They don't, and they won't.
They don't?
They don't, and they won't.
Do you know what they told you?
Yeah. No, they won't do it.
So
we have to pay them, not the fighters.
So if Karatanov loses, he's gone?
Yeah.
If he wins, is he done?
Probably.
If he wins the Grand Prix,
we can't do business. We can't do business with those guys the way that they do it. Period. There's a lot of places throughout the world they can do business like that. It's not a big deal to the promoters. We can't do it. It's not right. It's not the right way to do it.
What about over in
Yeah, well, the reality is we're trying to work out these deals with these guys, and they won't do it. They said you absolutely cannot pay the fighters, you have to pay us. You know? And if, like I said, it's pretty simple to look back. And the last guy that fought in the UFC was Semi Schilt. That was a Golden Glory guy. You know, there's a reason for that.
Swedish people want to see Alexander Gustafsson.
I know. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to see what I can do for you guys. I'm going to see if maybe we can put that on Facebook too.
If you can't put it on Facebook, you can put it on our website.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We're the
Okay. Well, let's see what happens. I'm going to try to get it on Facebook.
Will Chad Mendes get a title shot if he wins?
Joe, will Chad Mendes get a title shot if he wins?
Chad's right up there.
He's up there.
So that's maybe?
He's in the mix.
Joe said he's in the mix. What a dick.
Now you know what we think about you half the time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's making fun of me. Is what
I
he's doing.
know what he is doing. That's your line.
Promise to show the fight so Swedish people can see.
What's that?
Could you promise that?
I can't promise. I promise to try to get it done. Yeah. I want to get it done for you guys. I'll see what I can do.
So whose idea was the UFC 133 movie trailer?
Actually, one of our guys in house came up with that movie trailer.
So how'd you end up as Samuel L. Jackson?
I don't know. That's what they put. I think because he swears a lot. Or we have the same Jerry curl. I don't know. One of them. One or the other.
Do you think, do you buy Tito's argument that he made before the Bader fight? Look at how close these fights were. I mean, do you buy that?
I don't disagree at all. I think that Tito is in his last 5 years has lost fights barely. I mean, even in the Machida fight, he had him in the. That's when Tito and I weren't getting along too good. He almost threw up when he had him in the triangle.
How much do you think it distracted him? Where kind of focused on you so much in those years, as opposed to he wore the Dana is my bitch shirt and all those different things.
Well, I don't think it's so much that he focused on me. It's just he made bad choices. He made a lot of bad choices. I think, and I'm not just saying this because we needed somebody to fill in on this card, but him stepping up and taking this fight isn't a bad choice. At this point in his career, coming off the win that he just did, if you look at him jumping in, first of all, he gets paid again.
Right.
This quick. He came out of that fight unscathed. He came off a great camp with no injuries and felt like $1 million going into the fight. And Rashad hasn't fought in a year and a half. I mean, it's a good fight for Tito to jump in and take.
But if Tito loses, is he back in the situation he was going into the Bader fight where, win or you're done?
Yeah, well, if he loses, I think I'll give him some leeway in this some leniency in this fight. But yeah, he's definitely back in.
Right in the next fight, he would. Be
It's
back
so
in.
crazy. That's what's so crazy about this business and where he's at. He's either he wins this fight, he's back on top of the world again. He loses, and he's in the same position. But Tito's not 25 either. Tito's 36 years old.
Speaking of age, you had so many 30-plus guys up here. Part of me was going to say, well, there's been a lot of replacements, but they replaced older guys, and it's kind of, even though you talk about the old guard gone, you still have a lot
One of
of.
the craziest things to me is when you look at the age. In boxing, age was such a big deal. Once you got past like 33, and guys would just fall off. In this sport, and nobody talks about this. Nobody says anything about this. Anderson Silva, the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, the guy who I think is the best ever, is 36 years old. A lot of people don't even talk about that or think about that. The guy's 36 years old. Pretty amazing.
How's TV